Hello everybody, welcome back to the Jade Empire walkthrough. We are still hanging out in the Imperial Arena, finally leveling. Looks like my spirit is really high. I don't know how it got so much, well, I'm guessing I picked up some techniques that really boosted it up. I don't know, that's my thought, that's my guess. I know I've not been trying to go way out of my way to boost them up during my levels. I've been trying to keep everything even, but that's kind of how it goes. So the last video we took out, was it Hapless Hand, I think? I think that's where we ended the last one, and I don't know what I'm doing down here. I don't think there's anything down in the creature pens right now. We'll go down here eventually for some side quest related stuff. Well, maybe we need to talk to Whirlwind down... No, I don't know. I don't remember. Anyways, yeah, so a couple of different things. In the last video there, towards the end, there was some dialogue about between the Whirlwind and Kui. And so obviously we... if you did... I don't remember if we knew already that the Black Whirlwind participated in the arena too. But we know for sure his brother did. So obviously... So Raging Ox... is or was Black Whirlwind's brother. I don't know if we know his fate quite yet, but it sounded like... Oh yeah, maybe we haven't got to that dialogue yet. I don't think we have. I think I'll chill on that stuff for the time being. But yeah, so Kui was asking, hey, are you thinking about joining the arena again? And Black Whirlwind was like, nope, and like, don't say another word, and just being all hush hush about it. So obviously a little odd reaction. I think there's definitely merits some more explanation on that front, and we'll get there. But yeah, not much else I guess to say about that subject. Here I think you can go around and talk to the different people again. Talk to like Dr. Ann or On, however you want to say her name, and just talk
stands
about
before us, brothers.
the victory over.
You are the unstoppable force that left poor Han a cluttered pile of optimistic wreckage at the side of the arena. I'm sure he will bounce back as fresh as ever, though. He always does. We can tell you to be careful whom you ask about such things. Secrets kept in the open are the most sensitive.
The serpent who dwells in the shadows of this place. Like an air spirit, he is everywhere and yet invisible to the eye.
Brother Sui puts it well. Kailan the Serpent is the guild's will in this place, powerful enough that only the brave or foolish discuss him at any length. Besides running the most expansive betting operation in the Empire, I speculate that they do much more than that, but we have been smart enough not to find out. We question things in the arena, though. For example, why are we allowed to fight as one body when the rules suggest such a thing should be illegal? The guild cares more for a good show than fair play. Good shows keep the bet money flowing, especially if a favored fighter were to suddenly and surprisingly lose.
I agree. I don't want them around anymore. They scare me.
If you let fear guide your decisions, Brother Boo, you will find that you have walked the coward's path.
Philosophy aside, the Empire certainly could wipe them out. But wouldn't another similar organization appear? Regardless, if something could be done, the Empire would have done it already. Oh yes, we shall see you around. Of that you can be sure.
Boy, that sure was something. I wouldn't have wanted to be me out there, except that I was. But I learned so much from facing you. Next time I should try some of that fancy stuff you do. I'm not exactly sure how you did it, though. That's a good idea. I tend to focus on myself more than others. Perhaps I can learn some new tricks. Thanks for the encouragement. It's always nice of you to stop by and chat. A lot of people who move past me in the arena never look back.
You look a shade better than the usual cowardly dogs we get through here. Just a shade, though. So you've earned the right to talk to me. Lucky you. Iron Soldier's the name, though everyone just calls me Soldier. You may as well do the same. You ground the hapless one beneath your feet like everyone else does, huh? Han's pathetic for wasting time on the hopefuls, if you ask me. Then again, watching Han stumble to Dr. On every time he tries to handle the real Bronze Division fights is one of the most entertaining things about this place. I don't pay attention to the Bronze Division. Who has time for all the hopefuls and their empty dreams? Now go on and leave me alone. We've got nothing to talk about. Given half the chance, yes. If you can't handle it, you don't need to talk to me. There's some people who call the way I operate walking the low path, but they're fools. Talking about the low path is an attempt to deride the philosophy of those of us who see the truth. There's no real altruists in this world, just people who explain their actions with reasons that are easily palatable to the masses. I refuse to kowtow to those kind of lies. I'm a warrior. People either challenge me and grow stronger, or run away like weaklings. Like I care. It's in my nature to rail against simpering fools, and by being true to the discord I cause, I'm made that much stronger. That's all there is to it. I'm not here to hash this over with you. If you want that, go bother the scholars or one of those saps in the Black Leopard School on the hill. I don't pay attention to the Bronze Division. No. Good. Go bother someone else.
Wuwir aki thita hirir koni safa afsoni wakwhir fonir noni wo yak. Yawar ir. Utarawi ir kubki tir sa.
Uktatasir ni ryoki ka sisayir na work awukategi. Uksir watawafu ni froto usosawir uktatasir ni ryoki. Wo panaro wasawir tatasi ni wasunir prawun. Wasawir kokonatoi. Wonowiri fuiruk wasaf no sisitu. Kwawir ni sisir sisitu kun wano sisitu ni. Woyo wir Shakespeare woso.
Many people try to break into the Bronze.
You deserve it. It was an honor to face.
Crimson Kana is the champion of this round. You'll have to face her eventually. Be ready when you do. Your next fight? I'd love to, but I'm still arranging the details of your entry into the Bronze Division. Besides, didn't you have some mysterious lady in black looking to meet you? Hardly an invitation I'd turn down.
Okay, so it looks like here's the stopping point. Yeah, so we've done all our Imperial Arena fights that we can right now. So we need to go talk to the princess before we continue on here. So like I said, basically this side quest is done for the time being. There will be plenty more, trust me. But for the time being, we need to take a little break, which is good. I think it's it's sometimes a good thing to not just pound all the way through the Imperial Arena all at once. It can be I don't know. It depends on how much of the dialogue you're reading and paying attention to. But it can be a bit to do all at once. So I don't remember the different route that I took as far as it's like side quests and completing the side quests here. But again, I mentioned in at least the previous video, if not 2 videos ago, that I would recommend. Actually, the first thing you do when you go to the Imperial City is to go talk to the princess right away. Just go find her and talk to her. Yeah, I should say. Probably do a little bit of your character development. Talk to the people at camp. Make sure that or try to see if anybody's got anything new to say. and then go speak to the princess. And after the princess, you'll need to come back here to this district, and right across the bridge and to the, it would be, well, technically on the map it would be a south, what would that be, southwest? Yeah. So, anyways, across the bridge from where we're at right now and to the right, there will be
Zenbu is always happy to serve
NPC
you.
there. And he'll start you on like a, I don't know what the actual name of that quest is, but the culmination of the quest ends in the ability to buy the, I believe it's called the lucky, maybe it's the lucky hand. We'll see once we actually get there, but again, that's the one that lets you get a little more money from human enemies. And like I said, so I recommend getting that as soon as you can, just because the more, you know, the earlier you get it, the more it's going to pay off for you. The problem is the gem is actually pretty expensive. Eventually it will pay off, but again, you know, the later you buy it, the worse your profit margin is going to be. Just because, you know, any enemies that you kill without it on, well, you're essentially wasting some extra money. So yeah, that's I guess kind of what I wanted to talk to you about there. I wanted to talk about that. Up here we're gonna have two NPCs that I think they're just kind of like filler or add a little more backstory to the area, and you know, they're just kind of characters, I guess. And I spent a little bit of time going through their dialogue. I don't know that I would say that what they talk about is very useful. So it doesn't seem like it's very useful information, but I went through it all regardless. And here they are, Junda, and I forget his wife's name, but
quick, now move.
you know, I'll be
I'm
back
very
after
sorry.
the
Please accept
dialogue
my heartfelt
completes.
apologies. My husband has the manners of a strutting cock sometimes.
I seem to recall you rather enjoyed my strutting at one time, old woman.
Shush now. You'll offend the gods of decency. This poor traveler's likely to think that the Imperial City is full of indecent folk and offensive talk. Now then, after all the trouble we've caused you, is there anything we can help you with? We've got fresh buns. Just made them myself.
Talk. That's all people want to do. I don't get paid to talk. I sell buns. That's what I do.
Ha! No time to talk, he says. The only time you're ever quiet is when you're eating one of my buns. Now be polite and answer some questions.
We're members of the local traveling circus. I'm a fire eater and Lena is a juggler. We just sell buns on the side to make a little extra silver.
Junda, could you try to be civil just this once? This buffoon of a man is Junda, and I am Lena, his wife, as he is fond of reminding me. We sell buns here in the city. Well, I bake, and he sells. There is much to tell about the city, but we do need to sell the buns while they're fresh. Perhaps you could be more specific?
Why don't you go and check out the Imperial Arena? It's a prosperous place to sell buns, especially before a big fight.
You and those fights. I can't stand watching them. I prefer to take walks by the wall or just gaze at the magnificent palace.
What's to tell? Fighters fight, spectators watch, gamblers gamble. It's just like any other arena, except the level of competition is very high here. I'd talk to Kui, the promoter, if you really want to know more about the arena. He talks more than you do, but at least he buys my buns. It's busy, but it's a good place to get information and meet people. Best wine in the Empire, too.
How would you know, you lazy lout? You've never been outside the city in your life. Best in the Empire. Ha! Probably the only wine you've ever had. The wall is magnificent. It just keeps growing. Though I pity the criminals who are forced to work there. Very few ever return. The palace is truly one of our greatest treasures. The heavens have indeed blessed our empire greatly to give us such a beautiful edifice.
Ah, it's unnatural, I say. Just floating up in the air. Emperor or no, it's not right to live in a place that just floats like that.
What did you want?
Yes, more questions. Are you sure I couldn't interest you in a bun? They're nice and fresh, or at least they were when we started talking. Death's Hand. Now there's a name you don't hear often. I'm just a simple bun seller, but even I know enough to be careful who I utter that name around.
For once we agree, husband. Death's Hand is a walking nightmare. It is said that if you see him coming, then it's already too late. But enough of wives' tales. Just be careful who you mention that name to, unless you wish to draw bad attention to yourself.
If he hasn't bought a bun from me, I likely don't know him. Come to think of it, if he hasn't bought a bun from me, I don't want to know him.
Junda, you withered old coconut! What's your problem? There's more to life than selling these buns, you know. I'm sorry to say I haven't heard of your friend either, and I'm not sure what you mean by master. Try the Scholar's Garden. The people there might know your friend.
Go then. I have buns to sell, and it doesn't look like you're buying.
Don't mind him. He just takes a while to get used to. Much like an ache in the bones if it lasts long enough. Eventually, you learn to ignore it. Good day to you.
So yeah, like I said, I don't know if they have very useful dialogue, but again, it's kind of like a little bit of information about the area, I guess.
It's the honorable Lotus Assassins, you see. They
Anyways,
feel that those of us dedicated to the Imperial Army
here to this guard will talk
to
to.
be ordered about.
What is he? He's not
Any
really saying
member
much,
of the army,
to be honest.
even city guard, is expected to defer any major disturbances to them. Makes me about as useful as
I shouldn't say that. So, he's a good feel for how the Lotus Assassins have a ton of influence in the Imperial City, and the actual city guard
on the north
doesn't
side
have,
of the district is the Imperial Arena.
you know,
The heart of the
really
Empire
much
Tavern
say
in the upper
anything,
level is a
or
nice place to relax.
they're maybe not as involved
What
in
else?
as much. So
Oh, yeah.
any like
There's the
major
Black Leopard
disturbances in the
School up on
city,
the
the
hill on
Lotus
the south
Assassins
side.
take care of.
Lots of skilled warriors
So,
get their start
you know,
there.
if it wasn't already obvious that they're kind of running the show
I'm afraid
around the
not.
place,
I'm on duty, and it's
it should
imperative
be.
that I remain
It should
focused
be
on
now.
what few tasks I'm still deemed capable of performing. A fellow guard once paused for idle chit-chat with a woman. She went to the Lotus Assassins with the story of his inattentiveness. Next thing you know, he's arrested for threatening the security of the Empire with his lax ways. I don't know what happened to him, but I don't want to share his fate. Be about your business and stay out of trouble. Pleasure to be of service.
all right. Up past him here is the school, the Black Leopard School. I would wait. I would wait on that. Like I said, until we get the
someone from the Black Leopard School.
what is it, the Lucky Hand. I'm
No,
guessing it's
I
the Lucky
suppose
Hand.
you don't
if
quite
I
look
remember
like
right,
one
that's
of
the
their
name of it. So
students.
I apologize if that's not
Well,
quite
no
right.
matter.
But
If you're
it's
looking
Lucky
for weapons,
something.
I have quite a good selection and
But
reasonable
yeah,
rates.
that's a great
Would you like
place.
to see what I have for
One
sale?
of the most useful side quests in the entire game. It's very
Not
short,
much to tell, really.
and the
I've been working
reward
with the school for almost 20 years,
is
like
awesome.
my father did
I
before
mean, it's
me.
awesome.
When they asked me to work
to
for the
put it
school
plainly, it
exclusively,
really
I
is.
accepted.
You
I'd
get
rather
a
have a
really
steady
good,
life
at
making
least
weapons
one
by the
really good
bunch
technique. I don't know if there's
doing
more than
special
one, or
orders
if it
all
is
the
just the
time.
one.
And
But
every
then
once in
a
a while, I get to
fantastic
make
support
something
style.
unique. The masters have some amazing
Or not,
scrolls
I
describing
guess. I
weapons
feel like
never
the
even knew
open
existed.
palm style, or the open palm
Well,
support
it's the best
style.
of
I
its
guess
kind in
the
all
reward for
Empire,
the open
or
palm,
at least
that's what I
that's
should
what I'm
say,
told. Of course,
is
it's
much,
seen better
much
days.
better than the
Having two
than the
masters
closed
has really
fist
hurt the school, if you ask me.
support style that you'll
Seems
get.
the students spend more
'cause
time
again, there's,
bickering than
you know,
fighting. But
two
what do I know?
major different
If it was me,
different
I'd just
paths
kick one of the
to
masters
tread.
out on his ear.
And my
I can tell
full
you which one,
recommendation
too,
is
but I
going
better not.
the open palm
Best
way.
not to get
Even
involved.
if you're a closed fist player,
Here
do
you
that.
go.
Do that quest.
There's
open
quite a
palm.
lot, so take your time.
I feel like that the hit, the open palm hit, is completely worth it. Here you can finally buy the dragon sword. That's the upgraded one-handed sword style. I don't do that. I did it, I believe, in my first playthrough, and I'll say the dragon sword is freaking awesome. I just love the way it looks. It's got the same exact like attack style, or it basically attacks the same exact way as the level 1, except I believe the damage is quite a bit higher. I want to say maybe even 25%. I guess don't take that to heart, though. I'm not 100% sure. And I would buy this bar of nickeled iron too. I don't remember how many of them you get in the game, like through treasure chests and whatnot, but I think you need to buy this one if you want to get all the configurations out of Lord Lau's furnace. Because again, this is technically considered a fuel for the furnace, or yeah, Lord Lau's furnace. So I would buy it. Worst case scenario is you don't end up needing it and you spend 500 silver missing. I don't know if it's gonna make or break you. I don't know. Or if you really want, check out the wiki on Lord Lau's furnace. It will tell you exactly where. Well, actually, it'll tell you in detail exactly what you need to do for the for Lord Lau's furnace. It tells you how to get all the different configurations, where all the fuel is at. And from that information, you should be able to make a determination whether or not to actually buy that bar there. I believe there's a vendor somewhere. It may even be Zinbao, so your own vendor. I believe he's got like a Calbizor or whatever, and I'm not sure that you actually need to buy that one. So again, I would recommend checking out the wiki and just kind of going from there.
Yes, what can I do for you? Busy?
I'm not
No time for
100%
chatty
sure
chatty.
if that's the only one you need to buy, or if there is in fact more.
Yeah.
Alright, so we've got the configuration of the ox. I believe that was the one that we actually got in the furnace. Out of the chest, and then the configuration of the dragon, which I believe was over by the Imperial Arena, again in a bamboo cask.
No,
let's see here
I have
if
not
I
had
actually
any
go
new
in.
insights.
I tried to, as I got the configurations, I tried to kind of take care of them right away. Travel to the furnace and pick them up.
Certainly.
Just because I didn't really want to kind of like really sit on them. And reason being, if you've got the configuration, you've got the fuel, you very well may as well take care of it right away, right? So you get the benefits. Otherwise, you're just going to have a bunch of extra stuff in your inventory, and it's not really going to do that much good. So why not? My guess would be we'll take care of possibly both. I'm not sure if we've got the right fuel, though, for both of them, or if I am missing something. So I guess we'll see here. But, what was it again? I remember I think my real question is whether we've got sulfuric or sulfurous water. That may be what's holding us back on one of those. But again, I don't actually remember here. So we'll see once I actually go to the fuel hopper. We'll see what I have and what I don't have. And I don't remember where the sulfuric water all came from. Alright, let's see here. Oh, I do have some sulfuric or sulfurous water. I'm actually missing a Calbizor right now. I would say, before you take care of this stuff, or before you do these, make sure you've got the right stuff. If you're following, exactly what I'm doing, then it shouldn't be a problem. I never, came here and didn't have what I needed, I guess. Foul-smelling water must be purified of the taint of a rotten egg. Okay. Can the tiger burn bright as the cauldron bubbles in the night? So, if you actually look at the configurations, there's some hints as to what levers you have to pull. I guess I could have done a little trial and error too, but I think I knew, pretty much what I wanted to do. Actually, I should take that back. I completely cheated, if you want to say that. Cheated. I didn't even really look at the hints. I looked it up on the wiki page because I didn't want to mess anything up. You only get so much fuel. I don't know what happens though if you put fuel in there and you use the wrong buttons. I don't know if you lose it, or if you only lose the fuel once you. There you go. There's the mountain within, and that was the configuration of the dragon. And I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to what levers I actually pulled. All right, so Song of the Spirit, that was the first one. That was configuration of the horse. This one's configuration of the dragon. It's the mountain within. What was that? +5 body. Not too bad. So I should get a little bit more HP out of that one. And it looks to me like the configuration of the ox must use a cow. Bezor. I don't know. And I don't remember where the next one is at. There's definitely maybe it is Zinbao, and maybe that's a little bit later. I guess we'll find out. We'll get there eventually. But all right, let's head back outside. We'll head back to the Imperial City. Not sure which side quests I went through next. I feel like anyway, what I should do is start the bounties quest. It's basically you run out here out of this starting area and run to the left, and run all the way to the end. And there's an Imperial Guard captain, I think.
Be on the lookout for the Scourge of the South.
All right, so this is a Lotus assassin, basically labeling us as the Scourge of the South.
Keep an eye out
for a bare-chested wild man with hair covering his back. Okay, so that's actually.
Reports suggest he is well over 7 feet tall.
That sounds like Whirlwind.
This man is very dangerous.
To me, I don't know.
Do not try to apprehend the Scourge of the South, but instead report what you've seen to the authorities immediately.
Well, all these years together, and I never suspected.
Oh, bare-chested man? I don't know. I guess.
I'm sorry.
I guess
I know
Whirlwind
it's not funny.
is wearing.
At least they didn't get your looks right.
Well, kind of a shirt, but it's kind of open though too. I don't know. Her description. Maybe Dawnstar is just messing with you, and that Lotus assassin actually is talking about Whirlwind, but I don't think that's what they were going for. My impression was they actually were trying to kind of smear the main character. Destroyed whole villages in the
south.
Suffered at the hands of the Scourge. Okay. Well, as we run by that person, we'll keep seeing what she says, and maybe some of the stuff will be more applicable to the main character. I'm not sure.
Are you one of the mercenaries come to help me?
Although now I wonder what she says. Does she say the same line if your main character is a chick?
I was told
because
that there were some new warriors in town looking for work, though none of them. That
definitely points at Black Whirlwind,
Admittedly,
right?
you don't resemble the ones described to me, but they're several days late. No doubt they'll blame it on the foolish ghost.
All right, and this guy's just going to talk about some bounties, two of them specifically right now, and we will take care of them as we go. I'm not sure exactly the timeline, but I'm going to cut the commentary here, so like, comment, subscribe, whatever you guys want to do. Hope the guys are helpful. Hope you like them. And
these two scoundrels have eluded my best efforts, so I'm turning to bounty hunters. It's harder to run when your pursuers are not in a uniform.
I see no problem hunting down criminals, so long as we don't draw too much attention to ourselves.
I'm searching for an arsonist and a notorious confidence man. Find and eliminate either one, and there's a standard bounty in it for you. A wise decision. The two criminals are Fading Moon and Creative Yukong. Fading Moon is an arsonist who was last spotted heading for the necropolis. Creative Yukong has virtually disappeared, though we may be able to learn something from Lady Rento, the wife of the man Yukong bilked. She's in the Imperial Arena. Fading Moon is an arsonist. Her first fires were in the poor quarters, but her last one spread to the Market District Gate. Last we heard, she'd escaped to the necropolis. Well, as I said, she confined them to the poor districts. She would have been impossible to catch in that rat's nest. More frankly, there isn't enough money to make it worth my effort. The gates between here and the poorer districts will be closed for some time while repairs are underway. There's nothing particular about the scene of the crime, just ash. Yukong fleeced some silver from Lord Rento, a powerful man in the Ministry of Harmony. Yukong is a master of disguise, and he has hidden himself somewhere in the city. Lord Rento is away on court business, but his wife informed me that she'd be in the heart of the Empire in the Imperial Arena if we needed her. You could start there. She knows the details of the theft better than I. Lord Rento was reluctant to discuss them. Yukong could be anywhere or anyone, and Lady Rento is the only lead we have. What else? This is the Market District. If you cross this bridge, you'll reach the Golden Way, the Scholars' Garden, and the Necropolis. The Black Leopard School is up the hill on the far side of the waterway, and the Imperial Arena is here in the Market District. Of course not. I'm on duty here. Find Bai the Outcrier near the arena. He's paid well to answer those kinds of questions. I know little more than what the Honorable Lotus Assassin presented. Some treasonous Southerner has been undermining the Ministry of Harmony and causing countless deaths. The Lotus Assassins are never worried. Their control, their protection, I should say, of the Empire is absolute. What could threaten them? I would like to advance, but I'm not angling. I simply accept that the Lotus Assassins are the true power in the Empire, and I support them. Not as such. The Lotus Assassins want to deal with this traitor personally. I don't envy anyone who has attracted that kind of attention. There is no such thing. If the Lotus Assassins have identified a treasonous criminal, you can be assured that person is guilty of something, or will be soon. Right you are. Remember to keep an eye out for anyone suspicious.